Hello everyone, and welcome to whatever this is.
Not Moo and Spoopy, but Mooney. Moo and Uni.
This will be the final ever episode of Spoopy and Moo's reviews, and to celebrate that, we got rid of Spoopy.
I mean, there is no other way you could have done it.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
She was only dragging you down, man.
Oh! don't let her hear that. Oh.
Oh.
Anyway, never you mind! There may be something along the lines of you dragging me down, but that was all Uni.
That's true.
Alright. Good. Anyway, time to bloody drag this movie down.
Oh, man. I just want to say that I went to the midnight release. This man didn't.
Because you're much cooler than I am, and have no responsibilities.
Even though he's the true Marvel fan, I'm not.
I've been playing catch-up since New Year, watching one a week, every week, getting ready for this boy, even though I'd seen them all at some point, mostly in cinemas beforehand.
I mean, I watched Incredible Hulk when it first came out. That's all I have.
Oof, I actually didn't do that.
Well, I mean, I watched it on DVD the same year it came out, I think. So, fuck
Anyway,
you.
you're not that cool.
Okay.
So this is basically my entire life.
That's okay. I happen to be a DC fan. I'm not. Whoever says they're a DC fan, you're just lying to yourself. But,
Non-spoiler points, as usual, of course, and then rating, and then who is this for, and then spoiler points. That's the way that we like to do things.
I see.
Alright, you said the best part was the Guardians, and I strongly disagree.
Oh, do you?
No, not strongly. They're okay, they're pretty good, but like...
I wrote it last night, and I kind of disagree with myself now, because there are points where, was it Star-Lord?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Peter Quill,
He
Star-Lord.
did not fit into he did not fit into certain scenes, especially with the part at the end with Thanos.
Yeah.
Everyone else was being super serious, and he was just throwing school yard.
I mean,
remarks.
well, that's his character, though, isn't it? Like,
I know,
think
but it
everyone
didn't
was very
fit.
well represented in this film.
I suppose, but man, do I mention? No, I don't. Fuck's sake, fuck non-spoilers, piece of shit.
Look, we'll get there, okay? Yeah, personally, I think characters like Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and Thor were the strongest characters in this, like, in terms of they impacted the most, and I enjoyed their presence on screen a lot. Star-Lord was like, everyone was quite excited to see what would happen when Star-Lord met the Avengers. Everyone was quite excited to see that happen, and I thought, wow, he's more of a twat than usual.
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen any of the other movies.
Why have you never seen any of these? What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Anyway, he felt kind of mean to me, but I guess that's his thing. Anyway, I think we'll move on to the bit that you actually... We'll move past this bit so we can get to the one you want.
Okay, cool.
What would you rate this film out of 5 nice?
4 out of 5 noises.
Which, as we know, is... I don't remember anymore because we haven't done a review in so long. Alright, well anyway, you give it a 4. I'm choosing to give this a 5. I'm sorry if this is favoritism and stuff like that, but it's so good. And let's be honest, there was the expectations was higher for this than any other film basically ever. Like, this is what 10 years of Marvel Studios films have culminated into. And I know you haven't seen most of them, so you don't give a shit, but like, for me, and for people that have watched most, if not all of these movies, this was the big one. And unlike Age of Ultron, it didn't just kind of middle, like, just beneath the Avengers. I think this was like, it recaptures that magic of the first Avengers film when that came out, and if not, exceeds it. So it has to have a 5. That's probably not fair and isn't very critical, but this is the last one, the last review, so, fuck off. Anyway, on to the next part of the show. Who is this for? The section in which we explain who this is and is not for.
Okay, well, so apparently you put, you, but, specifically sad, pathetic losers who have waited 10 years for this film, OMG/Marvel fans.
Yes. I think that's fairly apt.
Oh, I agree, I guess.
You actually said that, though. You said me.
Well, it is you.
I know. But yeah, I wrote it down. And I said families, but not with kids that are too young, because obviously, because this is like 10 years in the making, the films have kind of aged up just a little bit. I mean, but yeah, so if you've got kids that have watched the other Marvel films, maybe I don't know. Maybe look at the age rating, because
It's a pretty dark movie.
it's pretty dark. There's a part where someone says bastard. I think there's the obligatory bastard in there.
There's species.
Species, what?
Speciesism, where Rocket is called a rabbit quite a lot, and that could be deemed offensive to
You're
some.
right. It's very politically incorrect in this modern free-spoken but not very free-spoken society.
Yes.
Who are we to judge? Let's move on to the part that you actually want to talk about.
Oh my God!
Spoilers.
Look, he dies
He sure does, doesn't he? He bloody...
for the 5th time, probably.
He finally kicks the bucket. Maybe for real, maybe not for real. You just don't know with him. He's a slippery, slidey snake of a man.
I didn't really care.
Yeah, you didn't care because you've seen like 2 of these movies.
And 2 of them happened to be a decade ago.
Wait, so which one have you seen? Have you only seen The Incredible Hulk?
The Incredible Hulk and Iron Man.
Okay, so you probably don't even know who Loki is.
I do, he was from the first Avengers. He was the enemy.
He was also in Thor 1 and Thor 2
Alright, cunt.
and Thor 3.
Alright.
I'm just saying, come on, there's a legacy here being built by these... Anyway, never mind. Yeah, so everyone's favourite greasy boy seems to be gone forever. But who knows? Because anyone who did see all of this movie and didn't fall asleep in it will know that half of all the people in the entire universe are dead. Thanos wins. He bloody snaps his fingers, and wouldn't you know it, people turn to weird ash dust.
It's already confirmed that they're all going to come back, at least, because future movies kind of reveal that most of the characters are coming back.
Yeah, no. There's people that died that have movies to headline later down the road, so the likes of Spider-Man and Black Panther and whatever. But I still think this is a bold choice for an ending. Like, even though this is probably only going to last a year when the next Avengers film comes out, like, that's why they filmed this back to back. They still did it, though. Thanos won, and I think that is a bold choice. Even though more or less everything will be undone, even probably Loki's death, who knows? I mean, I think you've got to have some death stand.
Yeah, exactly, because if the next film is just going to be like, oh yeah, none of this mattered, it's fine, don't even watch the first.
Yeah, you've got to find the right balance of, like, undoing this, because events cannot stand how they are, but at the same time, if you undo everything, that takes away all the weight and stuff to this. So I feel like it's not going to be as simple as everyone that's left gathers to beat up Thanos and they just take the gauntlet and then snap of the fingers, everything's back to normal. I think there's going to be certain conditions and tricks and rules or whatever, and some people are going to remain dead, or some people are going to come back and then die again, or something like that.
See, they're probably going to use the Time Stone. Isn't that the one where they go back in time?
The Time Stone's probably going to be the one that saves it, but the thing about the Time Stone is it does write plot holes. It does just open up the case of, well, why don't you just undo everything with the Time Stone? So, like, if anything bad happens ever, just undo it with the Time Stone. And they kind of had an answer for this in Doctor Strange, where they said using the Time Stone is not good for time and space. It can literally rip a hole in the fabric of reality or something like that. Big abysmal consequences. So it is a last resort thing. So I don't think they're going to, like, turn back time to bring back Loki. They're not going to go that far back, because, let's be honest, everyone but Thor hated Loki. With good reason. So he's definitely dead, I want to say.
Yeah. Speaking of Loki's death, Hulk could have died, but he was sent away by that black guy who I don't know the name of.
That black guy?
I don't know his name.
Oh, you mean Heimdall?
Sure.
Because when you said sent away, I was like, oh, you mean the bit where Thanos beats him to a pulp and then he's, like, too scared to Hulk out again? And then I'm like, but then you said black guy, and I was like, well, he was certainly more of a purple than a black.
No, he was sent, no. Hulk was beaten to a bloody pulp and then sent away back to Earth. But I don't know who by.
And then it gives... That's Heimdall. He bloody has the power of the Bifrost, which is like a thing from Thor movies where, like, you can teleport places.
So he's dead too, then?
He seems to be dead. I think anyone that died on that ship is probably going to be dead for good, because that's a lot to undo, but you just don't know. Thor will probably petition for the use of the Time Stone to bring back everyone on the ship, and probably Asgard itself while you're at it. Do you know what? This film did a lot quite right with Thor, because anyone that watched our Ragnarok review is going to know that we weren't a fan of this, me and Spoops. It trampled on all the other Thor movies that came before it. And this film went quite a lot of the way to undo all of that. So, like, he gets a new eye, he gets a new weapon, and it's a comic accurate weapon, Stormbreaker. It's the hammer that is forged for Beta Ray Bill in the comics. There's a lot of really good comic stuff in there. But another thing that happened is the character of Valkyrie, which was introduced in Ragnarok, isn't in this, and is presumably just dead on the floor in the background on that ship that Thanos destroyed, and I'm so glad about that.
I have no idea who that is.
Valkyrie is meant to be this character that comes to the battlefields of Asgard and takes fallen warriors up to Valhalla on a winged horse and stuff like that. And in Ragnarok, she's not that. She's just a drunk person that is played by an actor who doesn't know how to act drunk. So it's all quite bad. They just fucking binned her. That was good.
So there's no Hawkeye in this movie.
No Hawkeye, yeah. There's a passing line that says Hawkeye and Ant-Man took a house arrest deal. I don't know how you can just take a house arrest deal for being criminals of war, which is what they were classed as in Civil War. But comics, yeah.
Who knows, man? Maybe they just couldn't get the actor. Who knows?
I think Jeremy Renner and bloody Paul Rudd wanted to be in this. This is the biggest movie ever made, except for the worst Pirates of the Caribbean. Speaking
of other superheroes, you thought this Spider-Man looked a little ropey at times in terms of the CGI.
Yeah, but at the same time, I guess no one can physically do the stunts that a believable Spider-Man is meant to do, because, he's got powers. He's no Daredevil, that's for sure. He bloody swings around and looks all loosey-goosey. So I suppose being a red CGI blur at very few moments of the film is okay.
Does he look good in Homecoming, do you think?
Yes.
I see.
What else? The jokes. It is a trait of the Marvel films to be just the right amount of funny, but this saw Ragnarok come out and thought, well, we've got to do a little bit of that. And most of the jokes were okay, but some of them just kind of killed the pace dead. They went on too long. It was just like, But the best joke of all was when Tony Stark called that magic guy in Thanos' Black Order Squidward.
Oh yeah!
I laughed like out loud in the cinema.
Yeah, loads of us did. It was so funny.
It was the best one, and it was just a quick fucking snap, and just a quick brief dig at that guy, and there was nothing more about it. No lingering. Best kind of joke.
Okay, just saying, but Tom Hiddleston has been confirmed to be in Avengers 4. So for fuck's sake. God damn it!
Oh boy!
I could never get into this universe because nobody dies, there's no weight.
I think he's going to be in it, because it can't be as simple as they get the stones and they flick it back. I think maybe they get the stones halfway and they flick it back, and Thanos is like, nope, and fucking smashes his head in. And, so some people do actually die, and maybe the stones are destroyed. Wait, were the stones destroyed at the end anyway?
The end of the film?
Yeah. Like his arm blows up.
His arm did blow up.
Destroyed, kind of, but the stones are still glowing, kind of.
I thought that Thanos kind of just gave up his plan, but it turns out no.
Yeah, like because he got sunk in the chest by Thor, and he's like, should aim for the head. Peace out, bitch. But like before that, he has this weird vision, I guess, where he's nearly dying, and he sees baby Gamora, and she's like, was it worth it, Daddy? And he's not best pleased, and turns out he is still alive, and then he backs off and he teleports away, and then he kills half the life in the universe. So I guess the stones probably are still working, but I don't know. It was a bit vague.
See, when he had to kill Gamora, that was a pretty powerful scene.
That was. But she was so slow on it, though. Like, because everyone in the cinema was aware of it. As soon as Red Skull said it, and he looks over to the abyss, and Gamora's like, yeah, and everyone's like, no, come on, don't you realise? Like, he's a bad guy, but he does love you, so, you're it, basically. And it's such a long, tense, but emotional scene, and you can see the emotion in his face, and he's like a full mocap CGI creature, but you can just see it in his face, and the turmoil and the tears and everything. Like, it's really good. This could have been DC level bad, but it was epically not there.
It was epically not bad.
No, epically not that.
No, but I'm saying it was epically not bad.
Does that mean great?
Who the fuck knows?
Who knows? I mean, you're meant to be reviewing this. Come on. You should know. What else? Oh, yeah, Star-Lord fucked up the bit where they almost take the glove off.
Yeah, that pissed me off.
I like that. I think that's good.
Why? Like, sure, he cares for this person. He cares for Gamora, but...
No, like, it is a flaw in him as a person, but it is his character through
I
and
know,
through.
but he fucked up everything.
I know.
It really
You're meant
pissed
to
me
be
off.
annoyed by that. You're meant to be. It's important.
God damn it.
But yeah, a lot of this for me was really good, and I would just turn to Spoops every so often and be like, and just real fucking pleased. But there were two moments where I audibly gasped, and that was, the first one was the Red Skull reveal. Like, that's where he was all this time. And I think since Hugo Weaving's was not willing to come back and do a proper movie, this is the right use of him. Because, like, at the end of you don't know this, but at the end of Captain America 1, the Tesseract, which we find out later is the Blue Stone. I don't know which one, but it's the one he uses to teleport. And so he gets the Tesseract, and he handles it with his bare hands, and, being just immortal or whatever, you're not meant to do that. And it teleports him just up somewhere into the universe. So then no one saw him after that, so everyone was like, oh, well, where'd he go? Turns out he was there on bloody Niflheim.
Hiding away like a snail.
Hiding away like a snail. But yeah, I just really liked that he found out about the Infinity Stones, and obviously because he didn't love anyone, certainly not in space, but like he couldn't get the one stone that was within his grasp, and it just...
So he was trapped there, wasn't he?
He was just trapped there. Like, there was no other means for him to leave. He's got the super soldier serum in him, so like with like just a few meals or something, I think he could feasibly just live there. I mean, I don't know how much travel he's had while he's been up there, but clearly it hasn't been enough to get him off that planet. Because why would you stay there? It's just rocks.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of
rocks. Like, how would you even live there? But like, yeah, so he's just
rocks.
there, and you just think that's great revenge. It's real good. But yeah, and the second bit was the end credits scene. There's only one of these, which I quite liked. I turned to Spoops and I was like, "Do you get it? Because there's normally two, but Thanos killed half of them, so now there's only one. Do you get it?"
Oh, I didn't notice.
Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get it? And I was really annoying about it, because that's just the way I am. And
see, my friends thought that there wouldn't be one, but I was hesitant. I was like, no, stay there. We're gonna wait until the whole movie's over to see this, and it was worth it because we got a pretty infamous line from Samuel L. Jackson at the end.
Your boy, I think that's the first ever appearance of a classic Samuel L. motherfucker in the MCU. I don't think he's ever said it in any of the other movies because you can't get away with it.
I laughed at the end. It was so good.
Everyone in the cinema laughed. It was real good. And then he drops his pager, and then it comes up with a Captain Marvel logo, and the nerds in the cinema like me and the people behind me were like, "Ugh!"
Do you want to know how stupid I am and how unaware of this movie series I am?
How?
I thought that the pager was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Do you know what? They didn't make an appearance, actually. None of the TV characters made an appearance, and I thought there'd be at least one just, like, throwaway scene where just a few seconds of, like, some characters from S.H.I.E.L.D. and some characters from the Defenders just jumping and punching an alien, or like helping out disaster relief. Just a few seconds, no dialogue, just to confirm, yes, they are in this universe.
Would have been nice, because I've actually seen Daredevil, so that would have been nice to see a little Daredevil action.
Yeah. Oh well.
But then again, he's so blind he couldn't find his way to the set.
Very good. But yeah, I think that's all we've got.
I didn't say much because I really have no opinion of this because I don't know.
You don't know a thing, and I hate you. No.
It's okay, you got your thoughts out. But this movie was a 3-hour movie of the Avengers, pretty much getting their ass kicked, and
you didn't leave. That's what's good about this movie. You've seen basically none of these, and yet you came in, you sat for 3 hours and enjoyed it all, even the end credits scene.
It's because I watched this video. I'm not sure who made it. It was like a 20-minute rundown. He basically gave a little summary of every movie coming up to Avengers Infinity War.
There are a few of those online.
Yeah, that's how I knew the gist of what was going on. I didn't know the characters specifically, but I knew about the stones and everything after I watched the video. If I didn't watch it, I would have been confused.
Like, everyone that's in it gets a good amount of screen time, would you say?
Like I said, the Hulk doesn't, but...
Well, no, but Banner does.
Yeah, Banner does, but, like, Eh.
I think that was good though. I think like the Hulk's never been really beaten. There's a bit in Age of Ultron where Iron Man in the Hulkbuster suit knocks him out, fist to the back of the head, donkey punch style. But like, he's never been taken full on in like a proper fight. And Thanos just walked all over him, so it would leave effects. It would leave lasting effects. It would give you performance issues. Even the best men have them sometimes.
It's like he had erectile dysfunction.
Yes, that was the joke.
Yeah.
Come on, that's a bloody. Some people have to live with that.
Oh, I know. I've had it before. Anyway,
I think that's all we've got.
Yeah.
Pretty good. 5 out of 5 from me, your boy.
4 out of 5. Not sure why. I think the 1 point is because we have to wait a whole another year to see the conclusion of this movie. The real conclusion.
I think this is a good conclusion.
I mean,
let's be honest. How many of these are you gonna watch after this?
Apparently, there's 20 movies coming out after this.
Yeah, for the next like 5-10 years.
Fuck.
The thing is, because you haven't watched any of them before, you're probably not going to keep up to date and watch all of these. So like,
okay, well, let me say here, I'm intrigued to watch the rest of the movies after watching this movie.
Okay, well, but if you weren't, this is a nice self-contained thing. Like, you know, all the heroes show up and half of them die, and the villain wins. I think that's really good as its own standalone thing.
It's quite sad. But
it's quite sad, but there was a real somber mood in the cinema when everyone left. It was just kind of like, what now?
I mean, I think Spider-Man's little last few words were a bit moving. Because Stark was like watching helplessly as his what's it called?
As his young ward.
It was quite sad.
Yes. Oh well.
Until next year, we won't be here to review any more Marvel movies.
Yes. This'll be it now. I don't think I can ever convince Spoops to do another review.
And I'm not very good, so...
And you're not very good, but we've got something in the works, haven't we? We won't say what it is, but we're working on stuff. Eventually we will put more videos on the Irregulars channel.
You better.
We better.
Yeah, me and you?
Yeah.
Oh! Oh, yeah!
Yeah, that, you bloody fool.
God damn it!
Jesus. Yeah, see, I've said it now. That means it's gospel. That means it has to happen.
I don't work well without a script, so that's my fucking issue.
Well, then write the script, you cunt.
Alright, cunt. Alright, so thank you for watching this amazing last installment to the Moon Spoopy Reviews, and
we will retire this series on this wonderful, jumbled up high note about the greatest, most expensive film ever made, except for Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's great. This is my second appearance in this series. Oh my god, I'm so proud. I'm so honoured to have the last
full circle. I mean, except you didn't come in at the first episode. You came in somewhere in the middle, but yeah, full circle.
Full circle. Full square.
Full squaggle. Any last words before I kick you out?
I'll be watching the rest of the Marvel films someday.
Good. Good to know. We've converted one.
Yes.
Got one of the normies.
There we go.
Anyway, thank you all for watching, and goodbye forever. In just this series, we'll be back, probably.
You should do a little montage at the end. No, that doesn't make sense.
I'm not doing that, come on. I haven't got time.
Alright. Bye!
Spoops, have you got any last words before we end the show that was our life for a few months?
Bye. Yeah, do you ever feel like a moo cow? Yeah, do you ever feel like a moo cow? Yeah, do you ever feel like a moo cow running through the field, wanting to love again? Do you ever feel oh so paper thin, like a house of the house waiting to win?
Into our next segment now. Who is
God
this for?
Damn!
What?
Loki dies!
Oi! Oi!
Dead!
Stop it! This isn't... I'm cutting that out anyway.